Welcome everyone to a casted game of Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the southeast corner of the map, playing in blue, we've got Corvinus1 playing as the Rus, and his opponent today in the northwest playing in red. We've got Myriad playing as the Malians. Welcome everyone to this match. Dry Arabia is the map for today, and well, we are on Hallows Heath, a fantastic biome, a new biome for Age of Empires 4. Boy oh boy, does it look fantastic. Can I also just mention Corvinus' gargoyle in the middle of the town centre? Nicely kitted out there. Oh, the scout from Myriad. You got to get out of there, my dude. He's juggling with fire here. But, he gets out of there in time. But yeah, I'm super excited about this match. Mostly because of the biome, to be honest. It's such a great biome to look at. See some pumpkins there in the north. Well, let me know what you think about the biome in the comment section below. Certainly different from what we're used to. Let me know if you like it. Do you dislike it? Do you want to see more casted games with this biome? Let me know. Because it's only available on custom lobbies, so I have to kind of, dish around and look around for these. But, I mean, it certainly looks great. And we do see both civilizations going to the next stage. This is Empire Wars, if you haven't spotted it already. The villager count, obviously, already up to 28 for both civilizations. It's going to be the Mansa Quarry for the Malians. Gets there to the next stage right now. And, well, the Rus going up with the Kremlin has already gone to that feudal age. And both players getting an early wheelbarrow. Horticulture coming in for the Malians very soon. And already Corvinus moving out to stone. Going to be getting that second town centre. Wants to play a bit of an eco approach against the Malians. And you don't blame him. The eco for the Malians is very, very strong. But it's the same thing for the Rus. They're incredibly good eco. Especially when you factor in things like the wooden fortress boosting up wood income by 20%. Bounty system. Early wheelbarrow coming in. And it's actually going to get a bit of the bounty there with the deer pack as well. Now, I would also like to just pay attention, guys, because I would love to say a very big thank you for everyone who's supporting the channel, whether it's, giving videos likes, thumbs up, all the rest of the stuff, the good stuff, and also subscribe to the channel, obviously, if you enjoy the content and want to see more. But a special shout out for all of you guys who are channel members. You'll see your names at the bottom of the screen right now, scrolling across. It really helps. It goes the extra mile to help me keep the channel running, and I really do appreciate it because the support has been great so far. And oh, we lost his scout there, Myriad, but yeah, certainly helps me keep the channel running, and so it's super appreciated. Every little bit of support that you guys give is absolutely fantastic, and I'm excited about Empire Wars. I think it's going to be a great format for the game. I wonder whether there might be a ranked ladder for it in the future. Who knows? We don't really know, really. But it'd be exciting to see how the meta changes and how the civilizations play out. Like, the Rus are known to be a very strong civilization on the sort of standard game mode. But, I mean, we haven't really seen them being played that much in Empire Wars. Obviously, Empire Wars is pretty new as an entity. So, yeah, I'm excited to see this matchup. The Malians very strong, especially with the cow boom that's already underway here. And that food income will be looking strong. But don't forget, the Rus have gone for a second town centre. So the villager numbers will start to escalate for the Rus, and we shall see if the Malians are able to keep up with that. It's already got double barracks for the Donsos to come out against the Rus Knights, and also going to get an archery range, so we will be expecting a bit of feudal age aggression, and we see two scouts coming forward just to scout out the deer pack. This actually wasn't denied by Myriad. Don't know if he sees it, but if he didn't, then bit of a miss there. As we now progress into almost the 5th minute of the game, and the deer pack now have been taken. And this is great for Corvinus. Nice bit of gold income. Nice bit of bounty. Bit of a shame there for Myriad not to deny that. He's going to be slowly but surely getting those cattle ranches up, though. And you can see there's that wooden fortress, boosting up that wood income from the lumber camp. Do see another hunting cabin as well, just to get that passive gold generation. You can see 9-10 gold per minute. It's not a lot, but it does add up, and it's obviously passive free gold coming in, and a lot of sheep tailing that red scout, and Corvinus is on the chase. He wants them. Well, we've got to think about matchup and the civilization and how things are panning out so far. With Corvinus going for second town centre, it does mean his villager count will start to really quite rise, and it'd be really good for that economy in the mid game. But we've got to see that the cow boom is really going thick and fast. Like, he's got 2 mills running. Producing from one of them, producing from both of them. So it's a double mill cow boom for the Myriad Malians here. And, I mean, this is going to be really strong, but there's also a very big power spike this gives in the sort of mid-castle age. When you get the Grand Fulani Coral, the landmark to get to the castle age for the Malians, It increases the food income by 20 per cow, and it's super, super strong. Like, that food income is going to skyrocket like crazy, and it gives them a very nice power spike. Wait a minute, where are these guys coming in from? Holy moly, the villagers coming in for the Rus, going to be towering, getting wooden fortress on that deer pack, which would be a nice bit of food income, but also denying the food for Myriad. Not that he needs it. I mean, he's got the cattle ranches running, so it's not really a problem, but it's more the fact that the Rus are getting this themselves, and it gives them a little bit of a staging ground to attack from. Might be able to harass that gold vein as well, so Myriad has to be careful about this. I think he sees this. And Knight diving in a bit too close for comfort there for the Rus, and he does lose his life, I'm afraid, unfortunately. And, well, Corvinus and the Rus doing the Rus thing. They're kind of starting to really pump out units. But, you know, Myriad hasn't really been relaxing on unit production himself, you know. He's got a couple of Donsos. Probably getting some javelin throws as well. And that actually is a very hard counter to whatever Corvinus is making. And that's the kind of thing with the Malians. They've got some really good counter units. Some very, obviously, unique units. Got the Donsos for the Knights and the javelin throwers for the archers. So it's really going to come down to unit positioning. Where he keeps his army, make sure he keeps his economy safe. A couple of knights heading westwards for Corvinus, looking to snipe some villages if they can. 2 villages on the gold rather. They will be slashed, hacked and slashed. They do lose their lives, unfortunately. But the Donsos are chasing now. The Donsos could get some good value. The archers for the Rus just hanging back for now. Only a couple of them, to be fair. He did lose a couple of knights there. You can see the dead bodies, at least 2. Here comes a bit of aggression. Knights diving on the gold villagers. The gold villagers are starting to lose their life. Myriad has to be careful. Javelin throws aren't that great against the knights. Javelin throws have to focus on the archers. And they do just that. The Donsos are coming into the party as well. Villagers come out to gold again. But 5 villagers have been lost by Myriad. Don't forget Corvinus has 2 town centers. So that gap is going to be rising furiously. But there has been a lot of gold investment into the cows. So a bit of food income coming from that. Doesn't really obviously tell you the full picture there, that number at the top. 41 to 54 is the villager count in favor of Corvinus and the Rus. But as we say, the Grand Fulani Coral being built now around the cows, that's going to give a lot of food coming in very soon. Only 6 villagers needed on food at the moment, and that actually gives villagers the opportunity to go elsewhere. And so that number there, 42, is a little bit misleading. That the economy is a little bit stronger than that. Although having said that, you know, Corvinus does have some free resources coming in for himself. The hunting cabins, of course. It does have that superior wood income coming in from the lumber camps that are boosted by the wooden fortress. Double barracks on the front lines. Is going to get that proxy base going there. And that's going to mean reinforcements will be coming in thick and fast, adding to the fight. A couple of knights heading southwards. Maybe looking to just try and get some value. Might be running into the town centre. Nice palisade walls just to block the entrance on that wood line. Villagers do have to back off. These stables might have to be deleted lest they be torched down. Well, he's not going to torch these ones down. Okay, well, that's a bit of a missed opportunity by Corvinus, but anyway. He's diving a little bit. I don't know about that. He doesn't have iron undermesh yet, Corvinus, so he's diving at the wrong time. He's going to fight on the gold vein, which is not ideal because there's a lot of javelin throws. But 10 villagers have been killed so far by Corvinus, so the villager count for Myriad kind of struggling, but he does go to that castle age. It does mean that he should be able to get some good tech ups there. Maybe the veterancy for the javelin throws. Veterans for the Donsos, it looks like he's going to need it though, because Corvinus is not that far away from Castle Age himself. He might just dive this a little bit, but I'm not sure he's ready to. Going to try and get as many villagers as he can, but the javelin throws might pounce on those archers, and these look like he's going to do just that. The Donsos might lose their lives, so the problem is for Myriad, if he loses too many of those Donsos, those knights for the Rus are going to be looking even more dangerous. Now he's going to be adding some Sofa as well to the army composition. Now for the Malians, this army composition is actually really scary. The Sofa, the Donsos and the javelin throwers all together, they form a formidable force. Not to mention the fact they get imported armor, which he has already got. It increases the armor of the Sofa by +2. Makes him incredibly tanky. Now Myriad says, get out of my base. He's going to want to get a ram out now. He's going to be building that slowly and steadily with the infantry. Now with a very heavy infantry based unit composition here for the Malians, Corvinus would love to get a mangonel or 2. But of course, being in the feudal age, it's not a possibility just yet. A lot of barracks could signal maybe man at arms. That could be good because it could deal with the javelin throws. It could deal with the Donsos. Not so much against the Sofa, but they can hold their own man at arms, and it'd be difficult for the Malians to counter them. They do have the access to the Musafadi warriors, but we're not going to be seeing those anytime soon, it seems. The Donsos firing as much as they can. Sofa acting as the tanks, but the javelin throwers in the back line focusing on those archers, and the Donsos are going to be picking apart a lot of the spearmen coming in from the Rus. The Sofa jumping on the archers, which is exactly where they want to be. This should be a decent fight for Myriad, but I don't think he quite has the numbers. The Rus Knights, they are starting to cause a lot of problems to those Sofa, fighting underneath the wooden fortress, which is fully garrisoned inside with 8 units. And this is an issue for Myriad. He has to back off for now. The javelin throwers saving their lives, but he's lost all the Donsos, lost all the Sofa. And now he backs off with 23 military to 27. He's got an eco deficit as well, but difficult to quantify considering he's got the Grand Filani Coral. The Knight dives in there for the Rus. Does lose his life. A lot of spearmen, but there aren't that many cavalry the spearmen going into, mostly fighting against javelin throws. Going to be fighting underneath the town centre now for the Malians, and now this is not too bad for the Malians. I think Myriad will be happy with this. There's going to be a lot of units lost here for Corvinus, trying to get some eco damage, but I don't know why Corvinus is fighting this, because he's trying to focus on military, maybe try and reduce the numbers as much as possible. But the trouble is he's not doing any eco damage behind this, right? So he's just fighting a superior army. He's fighting Castle Age units with Feudal Age units. He doesn't have the mass, the number of them. And looks like a couple of Sofa peeling away from Myriad just to get a bit of raiding value, but here come some of the militia. Oh, the militia going to get good value. Myriad just missed microing that a little bit. Needs to back away from those. Militia going to head straight forward and just keep up the pressure. But Corvinus piling on the pressure with the production, the forward production working in his favour. But archers versus javelin throwers, that is not what Corvinus wants to fight with. Does have to back off for now. That is a lot of idle time being caused with those villagers. We're going to be safe underneath the Kremlin, at least for now. Those ones aren't. Those villagers running into problems. But good raiding by the Sofa. You can see how helpful that imported armor is. Does have iron undermesh as well, which certainly helps. And I said they were going to be safe underneath the Kremlin, but not really. Hello, Corvinus. He killed 11 villagers, but he's going to lose a lot himself. He's just going to keep chopping away, but he lost quite a few there. Anyway, he's going to fight on the front lines. Here come the militia trying to harass the villagers, and Myriad just need to buy some time. Oh, didn't need to buy too much because those guys unfortunately died very quickly. They do have an expiration. An expiration caught up with them. And Myriad looking to maybe be a bit more aggressive. Has 2 Sofa heading through, but there's a lot of spearmen there for the Rus. Good micro. Pulls them away. Kind of expected at this level of gameplay. Well, if we idle villagers there, I'm not sure what they're doing. They didn't get the memo there for Corvinus. Alright, Spearman going to try and chase down the archers for Myriad, but Myriad will be microing this quite well. You can see he's got poison arrow as well, the purple hue around the Spearman. Now the archers are doing great work here for Myriad. He's focusing on the Spearman. That'll allow the Sofa to get in hold of those archers, but it doesn't feel like Myriad has enough just yet. Having said that, it's still Castle Age versus Feudal Age. Sofa diving in. They need to back away from the Spearman. The Spearman are a bit too dangerous. It's javelin throws and archers. Makes it a bit confusing for Corvinus about what to attack and what to focus down. The Sofa do lose their lives, a lot of them. But the Spearman numbers are really starting to dwindle. Now Corvinus is running out of units. This is all brought about the fact that he's fighting a Castle Age army with Feudal Age units. On the back of this though, Corvinus looking to go for Abbey of the Trinity. Maybe looking to get some of those relics, which would be helping him a lot. Rushing it up with 13 villagers. Not a landmark we see all that often, but it's a good one if he can get those relics. The warrior monks might help him too. One archer just being a bit annoying there for Myriad. But Myriad senses blood, right? He knows that the units have stopped coming. That signals it's probably a tech up, and here comes the first ram for a big push on the main base. Corvinus has to be careful. He's got literally 0 military units. I mean, this tech up timing is kind of bad. I feel like this push wasn't a great one for Corvinus. It felt like almost like he needed to get to that Castle Age, but also he wanted to do damage, right? Is this kind of catch-22 where you want to do damage to your opponent because they're in the Castle Age? But at the same time, if you lose all your army like you have now, he's got no response to this. He goes to the Castle Age because he has to. He can't keep fighting Feudal Age units with Feudal Age units against Castle Age units. So he does get that tech up, but now he needs to try and mass up units if he can. He does have a decent economy with 75 villagers, of course. That will help him, but he needs those units fast. He's going to lose that second town centre and also possibly the forward production. That's not a situation he wants to be in. The Soft going to take care of all the remaining buildings at home that are there just outside of his base, but this is an issue because whilst the wood economy is strong for the Rus, he does need to replace that infrastructure, and it will take villager building power. That's what they're doing now. All these guys are just kind of expanding the economy. Going to the boar for extra food. He is actually struggling on food a little bit here, Corvinus. He's only got 10 villagers on food. When you look at the comparison there, 1,200 food coming in per minute for the Rus, 1,400 for the Malians. It doesn't tell you the full picture because they've got very equal number of villagers on food, really. And the production buildings are starting to go down. But look at the military count for Myriad. 55. Things are escalating heavily. We talked about the cow boom. And this is really starting to escalate. 1,500 rather, food per minute. And that's just going to get worse and worse here for Corvinus. The numbers really escalating. 55 military. At this point, Myriad could just be full on production. Looks like it's doing just that. There's 4 stables. A lot of stables. Take that back. It's 5 stables. A lot of archery ranges. 5 archery ranges in total. Only producing from 2 so far, but he's producing, that's for sure. 62 military versus 20. Corvinus has got his back towards the wall. He needs to find a way to win the game, and Mangonel or 2 could be the way. We talked about it early in the game, how the heavy infantry-based unit composition for the Malians could come undone with the Mangonels, but it's not all that infantry-based. Take a look, he's got 15 Sofa. Those guys are going to do a lot of damage. We don't see any real spearmen for Corvinus to counter those. Could be an issue on the west side of Warrior Monk, just going to cause some havoc on the villages and barriers. That's something that Myriad would want to address, actually. We won't want to lose all of them. There's 8 of them. Needs to be careful. But it might not matter, because 73 military versus 22. Doesn't matter the fact that he's got 59 villagers versus 80. He's going to push ahead. He's going to take out infrastructure, take houses, take out barracks, take out buildings. And as he creeps further and further into the base of the Rus, this is getting hairy for for Corvinus, really. He's going to be just harassing and just finding out where the villagers are. As you can see, waypointing to the gold just in case. That's where he's gathering gold, but at this point, he needs to gather as much as he can in terms of military units, Corvinus. He's got an army in the front of his base. It could be the Kremlin next. Oh, he's going to dive on the Mangonels. Mangonels haven't deployed. Corvinus missing this out. Oh, this is such a big missed opportunity. And man-at-arms there for Corvinus. Going to try and protect that Mangonel for as long as possible. Villagers might come out to repair, which will help. Mangonel shot, huge Mangonel shot. Firing behind the Kremlin on a lot of those infantry from the Malians. Another Mangonel shot, a decent one at that. But the Mangonels have been taken. Well, there's one still remaining, being repaired frantically by the Rus. Good micro by the Malians just to get out of the way of those boulders. But if that Mangonel goes down, that'll be curtains. Oh, huge Mangonel shot there. The Malian archers, the Malian javelin throwers are really weak. Does lose another Mangonel, but that was the 3rd one. And there's a huge Mangonel shot. Will it be enough for the Rus to survive? I'm not so sure, because a lot of villagers do go down. The Mangonel does go down to 75 villagers. Maybe a Wallalow. Corvinus loves a good Wallalow, but those units of Sofa, they back away quickly enough. He doesn't get a single unit converted, and now he's got it back towards the wall. Here come the militia. Summon the militia for the Rus to try and get as much value now. And Myriad doesn't necessarily need to fight this. He could just back off. He might just fight it there with the Sofa. He needs to do something. He's going to ride past. Sofa going to try and take out the Warrior Monk carrying the relic. He does. And the military numbers looking terrible. 6 for Corvinus. I think this could be curtains. The Malians army overwhelming the Rus today on Dry Arabia. And Corvinus taps out with Myriad taking the victory. Hope you guys enjoyed the casted game. Take care and see you next time.